NFL free agency is finally here, and now many superstars are at a crossroads. We're about to hit a crash course on the road to the tampering period. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's hit it and get it started.
I could trip a referee, tell by my attitude that I most definitely from.
Starting off hot as the Jets are cooking in free agency, signing the following: left tackle Tyron Smith, left guard John Simpson, and traded for Morgan Moses. Little reunion between the two. Jets also signed quarterback Tyrod Taylor and defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. Today and this week, they are meeting with wide receiver Mike Williams, linebacker Jadeveon Clowney, and wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. And man, I look at this. That's a really stacked free agency list that you got, New York. It's interesting. Joe Douglas has never been a big spender, but he knows this time around his job's on the line. And with this now, how can you make this team better than what it was last year? How could you protect Aaron Rodgers? This is where it's at. Now you got arguably a top 10 offensive line in the league, potentially top 5 if you sign Bakhtiari, but we'll touch on him another time. It impacts your draft position now. Not necessarily in a bad way, but now you have top options. You have an identity of what you want to do with your team. You could draft a receiver, you could draft another lineman, which I'm not in favor of, or you could draft the guy who I think they're going to take. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is tight end out of Georgia, Brock Bowers. Yeah, I think Brock Bowers is going to be a New York Jet as of today. If we sign Mike Williams, I think it becomes a lock. And Brock Bowers, man, generational talent. I'll tell you, generational. The guy could catch, he could block, he could run, he could jump for all I care. He's awesome. I want Brock on this team. And I know we got two good tight end options in Ruckert and Conklin, but Brock has a ceiling to be the best tight end in football. Not right now, but a few years down the line, you're going to see his name pop up in that conversation. And Rodgers with Brock Bowers, that's a recipe for success. A week old, but it's worth talking about this. The Knicks dominated the 76ers 106-79 as OG Anunoby Juan Kenobi returns after 18 games. Randall's status is still up in the air, but oh my goodness. OG Anunoby has really changed the dynamic of this Knicks team once again. You see with the way that he's playing defensively and on offense, it's like the Knicks are back. And I mean it for real this time. They're back like they never left. Since then, the Knicks have gone on to beat the Blazers, Kings, and Warriors. They finish up their road trip against the Nuggets. My goodness. The way this team meshes well as just one solid unit, it's scary for this league. You have 3 teams, in my opinion, from the Eastern Conference that can win the NBA Finals. It's simple. You start with the man that is Giannis Antetokounmpo in Milwaukee. You go to Boston, the Celtics, the top seed, best team in the league, and the New York Knicks. That's my 3 right now, and there's no other way around it. The Knicks are in a position now where they can just take off out of nowhere. Randall comes back, that's to be determined. But you look at Anunoby, how much of a difference maker he is for this team, how much he changes the game, how much he's an impact on defense. It's phenomenal to see what this team is building. I love it. I can't wait to see what they do for the next time. And here's to more wins for the Knicks. Staying in the Garden, the Rangers power through the Islanders 5-2. Much like the Knicks, they're meshing well as a unit. Overall, there's just really no weakness or flaw on this team. And I think with the Rangers, it's just a testament to how good of a coaching staff that they have. And now they sit first place in the Metropolitan Division, as always, still aiming for the Stanley Cup. But it's interesting this time around. There's a different feel with this team. The Rangers at this point are dangerous. And I say dangerous because they're not taking anything from anybody. They're coming out here and they're trying to win a championship. They know they should have gone farther last year, losing the Devils in the first round. But now you got a real chance. The Bruins are not going to stop you. Your real threat, in my opinion, is really the Florida Panthers, but that's about it. Kreider, Kakko, Zibanejad, everybody's playing at a great level, and I love it. You love to see it. The Rangers have a legit shot to win the championship this year. Maybe next year too, if not this year. But you like it. New York hockey is always interesting when they're at their best. I know the Devils are just kind of irrelevant at this point in Jersey, but now Islanders, Rangers, two good teams. But today belongs to the Rangers. Now some pretty unfortunate news for Giants fans who wanted the generational running back that is Saquon Barkley. He goes to the division rival, and he has turned heel as Saquon Barkley, ladies and gentlemen, has signed with the rival Philadelphia Eagles. Wow. I didn't see this coming, guys. Barkley signed a 3-year, $37.75 million deal with the Eagles. Wow. I don't know where Howie Roseman gets his money from, but I was stunned when I saw this information. I know the contract details are pretty big, but it's a great signing for Philly. DeAndre Swift had signed with the Bears prior to this signing, so I got the sense maybe it could happen, but I didn't think he was going to the Eagles. I was thinking Cowboys or the Texans. And you look at the Eagles now, I don't think there's a weakness on this team. I really don't think there is. Philly's now fixing their offensive line, and they're just so dangerous. Jalen Hurts, I'll tell you this about Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is going to win MVP next year. That's my pick to win MVP. Jalen had an off year. I get it. It happens with some quarterbacks. But Jalen Hurts, there's something about him that's just that it factor. Like, he could just change the game in less than a snap. He's so dynamic. He's got a good offensive coordinator and a great defensive coordinator to back him up this time around. And you look at what now Philly has, they're going to the Super Bowl, just like I predicted against the Jets. But we'll see where we are in a year from now. After this, though, we're going to take a quick break, as I'll come back with some very positive Giants news. So don't go anywhere. Now, as we said before, the Giants suffered a big loss, but they could end up on the greener side of the grass. Carolina continues to prove how competent they are, as the Giants stole Brian Burns for a bag of cornflakes. Following that, you got Sue Lyman, John Runyon Jr., and Jermaine Elamwinor. And then all their offensive additions consist of running back Devin Singletary and quarterback Drew Lock. This is interesting, guys. Drew Lock, it's really strange. Daniel Jones, Drew Lock. I don't know what's up with Tommy DeVito. That's 3 quarterbacks, possibly 2 on the roster. There's probably another guy I'm forgetting who's probably a practice squad guy. I can't remember his name. But Drew Lock and Daniel Jones are the only important guys on this roster right now because Tyrod Taylor went to the Jets. And now, here's my draft prediction. This is going to shock a lot of people. But like before, I think the Giants are going to trade up to number 3 overall, swap with New England, and route to quarterback out of LSU, Jaden Daniels, baby. Jaden Daniels will be a New York Giant as of today. You can't run him back with Jones. And I saw this, guys, on the internet. According to a Giants insider, if Jones was to get hurt again, just for anything, for a game, could be a sprain, could be a tear, Giants got to pay him $30 million more. Really? $30 million more we're talking now? Yeah, I think you want to cap strap yourselves even more with that guy, right? Jaden brings a new dynamic to the team. He's who Dable wants, in my opinion. I've seen it in his eyes. I've seen how he talks. He wants Jaden Daniels. Giants fans, it's time to get a grip. Daniel Jones can't be the guy. But I think most of you figured that out by now. With Jaden Daniels, I think you guys could be a playoff contender really soon, but we got to see where it is. Might have won a couple too many games. Whatever you do, Giants, don't draft J.J. McCarthy. Don't do it. We will end it there. Thanks for tuning in. Chairshot Wrestling's been putting in the work for WrestleMania season, and Minority Madness has entered the mix, getting you hyped for March Madness. Have a great rest of your day. We'll talk ball soon.